Hello, everyone. I'm out here in the backyard, standing behind my solar array. This array has been up for, oh, I don't know, 6, 7 years, I guess, when I put this out here. Back when I started, I had a roof mounted, much smaller setup, but I decided to go with the tracker. And unfortunately, I live on the north side of the mountain, which makes everything harder. Uh, the reason this thing is so high off the ground, well, there's a couple of reasons. You want it high enough that deer and cattle, if you have them, and horses don't rub on them, and it'd be nice if you didn't bang your head on it, underneath it. That'd be a luxury, but the other thing is it has to be high enough to get up in the sun in the middle of winter. So if it's shaded in December, it doesn't do you much good. So the combination of all these things forced me to have this thing up probably 15 feet off the ground, up there at the top. And as you can see, I've knocked a lot of the snow off the bottom here, most of it, and some of it off the top there, just enough to get the sun warming up that black color under that glass. And I don't know if you can see it on this little phone, but or on this little cheap camera in the phone, whether you can see that snow melting up there. But it's slowly melting, and the more of that black color gets exposed, the more it will melt, and it will accelerate to the point where it's dripping off there quite well. Uh, and I could go get a piece of pipe and duct tape it to the broom here and get more snow, but the bottom half of the tracker here, the array rather, will keep me going pretty good in the house. So the way it's wired, the bottom half is independent of the top, so the shaded top panels won't reduce the amount the bottom ones put out, or vice versa. So, and I did that on purpose. I could have paired them up the other way, and for obvious reasons, that would have been a problem. So, and I've seen that done. This isn't my first rodeo. I made a lot of dumb mistakes 20 years ago, but I'm trying not to do those anymore. Anyway, the snow up there, I may slide the broom up there a couple more dozen times, but I'm just probably going to leave it. This is a tracker. It follows the sun during the summer months, but in the winter I turn it off. It's just not worth it, and it is canted over to the east about, I'd say, 10 degrees. Um, because you do want the sun more in the morning, for obvious reasons. You're coming off a cold, long winter night. You don't want to fool around and wait for the sun. Those of you that are familiar with trackers, you probably have seen the type that uses Freon to basically shift the weight back and forth to follow the sun. Those work okay. They have their merit, but the one thing that's really bad about them is that every morning they're aimed due west, and the sun is hitting the back of the array for about an hour before that stuff starts to work. It uses a differential in temperature. They've got a piece of metal up there that shades the one, and the other one doesn't. And in other words, the sun hits one and until they both become equal. And by the time that happens, it might be 10 o'clock in the morning, and 3 hours have gone by, or maybe 2 hours, depending on the time of year. And there you are with no energy coming into the battery bank, and that's a big deal. So this one uses an electric motor, and you can't see it up there because it's under the snow, but there's a little sensor that can see the sun. And in the late afternoon, when the sun goes down in the west, when it gets dark enough, it knows that it's dark, and it reverses the motor, and it goes all the way to the east to what they call the park position, which is almost vertical up and down. If you looked at it from this direction, it's probably got a 15-degree angle or something from vertical. So in the morning, it gets the full blast of the sun. But that's only really that important in the summer, because in the winter the sun rises and sets fairly close to south of here, so it really doesn't matter that much if you're not tracking it. But in the summer, the sun rises way over in the northeast, behind this array, in fact, and then it sets behind it over in the northwest. So it's nice to track it in the summer because I like to run my swamp cooler and fans and things like that, and I don't want to feel guilty about beating up the batteries. You do more laundry in the summer, you do more water pumping in the summer. There's a lot of things that are worse in the summer, believe it or not, than in the winter. But anyway, I'm out here cleaning off the snow, and Like I said, it will rapidly start melting off here in about an hour. All this stuff will be on the ground, but or I can go get a piece of pipe, which I kind of don't think I'm going to do. I want to go inside and get my hands warmed up. Anyway, just a little glimpse into living off grid up here in the mountains. Y'all have a good day.